Julie, you've been with Table to Table for such a long time.
Yes.
So take me back to the beginning, how it all started.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Absolutely. So Table to Table is actually 26 years old this year. I know, I age well, I think.
Yes.
But so I've been with Table to Table since the very beginning. To see the changes that have happened over the last 26 years have been overwhelming. But we started as a small group of volunteers and wanted to do something for the local community, especially looking into Passaic County, looking at Patterson, how it boards Bergen. That's a huge difference. So we really looked to do something more local. And we reached out to some national charities to ask if they wanted to participate with us, and they didn't. So we reached across the river to City Harvest.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right.
yes.
Okay.
I've told you all this
remember.
before. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we reached across the river to City Harvest, and City Harvest had their hand full. New York City, 5 boroughs, they've got their hands full. So, but they did really help us. We still consider them to be a big sister. They helped us establish a board. They really kind of pushed us in the right direction. So in 1999, we received a refrigerated van donated, and we started with our very first pickups and very first deliveries. We started Whole Foods in Edgewater was one of our very first donors.
Mm-hmm.
Good Shepherd in Patterson, one of our very first recipients.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been quite a ride over the last 26 years.
My goodness. I didn't realize it was 26 years.
I know. I'm shocked every time.
Where's the time going?
Right, exactly. For sure.
Julie, for people that don't know much about Table to Table or about Table to Table at all, what are some of the ways that you are fighting, food waste and, helping keep people fed that need it?
Yeah, absolutely. So since day one, we were established as a food rescue organization or food rescue charity. So we have got 2 programs currently running. The first is with our trucks. We have 6 refrigerated trucks. From the change of the first refrigerated van that 26 years ago, we have 6 refrigerated trucks, and they are out Monday through Friday picking up and delivering directly to Partners Feeding the Hungry. What they're picking up is the food that you might see in the grocery store that might be milk that expires today or meat that expires today, and you as a consumer aren't going to buy it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you're going to reach to the back of the dairy.
Exactly.
Please. Everyone does it.
I do it.
Yeah, I do too. I do too, and I laugh at myself when I do it because I always tell,
I'm always like, is anybody watching me?
Exactly. As you're grabbing the poor grocers, they're probably like, as they see us coming. But it's the truth. And so the items that are about to expire would have gotten wasted, would have been thrown away. So in this case, we are going in, we're picking it up, and we're delivering it directly to food pantries, soup kitchens, places that are feeding the hungry. And so that food is being eaten tonight and tomorrow morning. So that food it's an immediate distribution.
It never has time to go bad.
Never has time to go bad. Then, so that's the trucks. And then we also have a newer side to us. In April of 2021, we launched something called Table to Table iRescue. It's an app that you can download onto your phone. And it allows the people that download it, they are our volunteers, and it allows them to become our drivers. So now they're going out to the smaller donors like Panera or Paris Baguette, and they're picking up, same thing, the food that would be wasted. It's the bread that they didn't sell the night before, or the bagels, or, Paris Baguette, those beautiful sandwiches and salads. I know.
You know what? I ordered DoorDash from them last night.
They are the best.
I didn't know that they were one of your donors. I'm so excited.
Yes,
That's even better.
One of our volunteers actually reached out to me recently and said, I just started picking up from Paris Baguette. She's like, that is going to be a very expensive rescue. She's like, I go in and I buy everything and then I pick up the rescue. And it's true. It's dangerous. But what's even more amazing is we actually pick up from their corporate office, which is in Moonachie.
Okay.
That's where all of their student chefs are. That's where all of their franchisees go to learn the business. And so we pick up these amazing boxes of cakes, pastries, sandwiches, amazing, beautiful, and we deliver it to a senior home in East Rutherford.
Oh my gosh.
And they are just so thrilled to get it. It really is cool. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I have to wonder, for food stores and for other, food organizations that don't participate with Table to Table? What do they do with all their food? I think they should all be going to you.
I agree.
All of them. Everyone, get on it right now.
I agree. Yeah, and some are composting. I mean, you can't take that away from the composters. That's a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. But if it's food that can still be eaten, it needs to be donated. There is a point when it just has gone too far and it's not able to donate. Then that can be composted. What we're also seeing some of the grocery stores do is taking that produce specifically and quickly putting it in their prepared food department where they're using it to cook salads and make soups and things. We understand that too. We never want to actually jeopardize a business. We don't want to take food off of their shelves. What we want is the food that would go to waste, that we know is perfectly good to eat. So we really have some amazing donors that we work with, Whole Foods, Acme, Trader Joe's, like really some impressive, in Sarah ShopRite, amazing, like really some incredible donors.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We're super, super lucky.
Yeah. It makes so much sense. And I feel like that's such a great idea. Like, who came up with the idea to even do this?
Right.
It's amazing.
It's true. And 26 years ago when we started in this world, we were truly the only ones doing it. We still kind of tout that we are the first food rescue, first and only dedicated food rescue in the state of New Jersey. I can say so many other people are doing it now. It's a good trend. It's a wonderful trend. They followed our lead. I'll take that. Yep. But yeah, it's definitely a good trend. It's important. It just makes sense. With 40% of the food that's produced in this country going to waste, I just can't even imagine.
That's insane.
Yeah, the amount of people that we could feed with that money is just, with those pounds is just incredible.
Yeah. Can you walk us through the behind the scenes?
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked about Panera and Paris Baguette. I think a really good example is Wawa. Crazy, like. When Wawa came north, everybody was so excited. I remember, the Wawa stores, that my daughters, they apparently have the best ice, the spiciest Dr. Pepper. I don't know what that's all about.
Ice?
Yeah, the best ice. I don't know. That's a kid thing, I think. But what the Wawa Corporation has agreed to is donating those breakfast sandwiches that they have out on the counters. They're wrapped and they're in like that heated box. They have a time limit that they can be out. So as soon as they hit that time limit or right before they hit the time limit, they grab them and they freeze them. And we are able to pick those up. And so we are picking up from all of the Wawas. And that really is a gift. With Wawa, taking those, freezing them, a volunteer will then take a thermal bag and go and pick them up. The staff member from Wawa will go back, grab the crates of sandwiches, and we could get, it ranges. Sometimes it's 10 sandwiches, but sometimes it's 3 crates worth. It just all depends.
Per Wawa?
Yeah. Per Wawa.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. And so we pick them up, and a great story, we deliver them to Market Street Mission up in Morristown. And I had pulled up one time and I felt like I had an abundance of Wawa sandwiches. And I was kind of like, I'm so sorry. I always like to deliver produce or, something. And he was like, are you kidding me? I eat, and this is a guy living in the shelter. He's like, I eat one of these every morning. It's my favorite breakfast. And I was like, okay, done. I've done something good then, you know.
100%.
But it's true. This, it's so silly, but it really is an important donation to us. And it's something that the staff does at Wawa, that corporate has agreed to. And it's something that we know is safe because it's frozen immediately. It's picked up in the thermal bag and it's delivered to them still frozen. And then they can heat it up in the microwave and cook it.
So I'm glad that you said that, because I was thinking this is something big that Wawa has incorporated to how their stores work on a day-to-day basis.
Yep.
This is this process for this. Here's what we do with it.
Yeah.
And all the stores are doing it.
Yeah, all of the Wawas are doing it. We even have Chick-fil-A's that at their time when they can no longer sell that certain product, and in our case it's the chicken nuggets, the chicken fingers, and mac and cheese. And they will freeze it. Again, we get it frozen. We'll pick it up, and it's these huge bags of chicken nuggets and mac and cheese and beautiful product, again, beautiful product that would have gone to waste because when it hits that certain temperature, if it's not refrigerated or chilled down properly at the, it goes bad. So they save it for us. And the one up in Ramsey, we're actually picking up and we deliver it directly to a senior apartment building that is lower, affordable care type place.
Okay.
And the activities manager there breaks everything up and puts them in individual meals and then hands the seniors meals. So they're able to then just heat up, chicken nuggets and mac and cheese for dinner. It's not something you want them to eat every single day, but what a gift.
That
Truly what a gift.
Is calling my name.
Oh, for sure. Those chicken nuggets too, I gotta admit. Man, we are a bad customer. Chicken nuggets, we're reaching in the milk, Oh.
So funny. But that's amazing.
Yeah,
that is amazing. And I bet for anybody who's listening, I wonder if you have even thought about this before. Like, where does all that food go?
Yeah.
It's so good to know that it's not getting thrown away.
Yeah, absolutely. It's when I get home bed at night, I can absolutely lay my head down and just be really proud of what we do, because we are feeding a tremendous amount of people. I think we estimate around 500,000 people in just northern New Jersey now that we're feeding. And that's a huge amount of people.
And you're feeding those people on a weweekly basis.
On a weekly basis.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. In the 5 counties, Bergen, Hudson, Essex, Passaic, and Morris. And now I'll tell you some of our numbers. And then last year we saved about almost 24 million pounds of food.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's also helping the environment. Can you imagine that amount of food going into landfill?
No, I mean, obviously it would decompose over time, but that's a lot of food.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a long
tremendous
time.
amount of food. Yeah. So this just makes sense. It makes more sense than we can even explain.
It does.
Yeah.
And we never even talked about it on that level.
It's true.
That's
we
really
haven't.
interesting.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to you, I learn something new.
I know. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Volunteers are such a big part of what Table to Table does.
Absolutely.
And you talked a little bit about that, but can we go a little deeper on that? Like, what do they do? How do they help you achieve your mission?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we first founded Table to Table, we were all volunteers, first of all. But what we were doing was really fundraising. We were hosting these amazing events. We still have amazing events, but we were hosting these amazing events, and they were run by volunteers. The auction items were found by volunteers. The chefs were asked by volunteers. It was all volunteer. Now we have a staff doing that. However, we since the app launched in 2021, we really found a great use for volunteers. Before, when you're doing the events, super fun, not very soul touching. You don't really get to see what's really happening. Super fun event. You've volunteered an event. I know you. It was super fun.
I was
right?
selling the 50/50s. It was
right.
awesome. I was just like, I have 3 left. I don't remember how much they were.
That's right. That's right.
And somebody was like, I'll take 1. I'm like, take 3. And they're like, okay.
Yeah. It's a great night. Super
fun.
fun.
Table to Table are super supportive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have an incredible group that follow us and that support us. But to be a volunteer, sometimes you really want something that is going to touch you, that almost brings you to tears in some cases, and something that you can really be proud of.
I feel like volunteering should be that exactly.
Yeah.
When I volunteer for an organization or for anything, it's something that I want to volunteer for.
Absolutely.
Not just for the sake of volunteering.
Yeah, something that you can be proud of.
Exactly.
And something that you want to tell people about and share what you're doing.
And that you're excited to do.
Yep, absolutely. Right. So with the addition of this app, the volunteers download the app, like I said, and then they are able to go out and do these rescues. And we have every age doing them. We have seniors doing them, who are newly retired and looking for something to do. We have young kids doing them with their parents, because this is something that a 10-year-old could do. Mm-hmm. The parent takes them out, they're not driving their own car, but the parents are driving, and they're going into these stores and they're getting the donations. It's a great opportunity for them to learn.
What a great lesson.
Huge. Mm-hmm. High school students, college students, when they need those hours, phenomenal. We have a group at Seton Hall University. It's a sorority group. It's Alpha Gamma Delta, and they are amazing. They not only go and pick up from some of our donors. So like on Fridays, they go to Newark Academy, which is down in Livingston, and they pick up the donation, and then they bring it to a group home or a shelter in Newark, and they pick everything up and they donate and they deliver it. So they are seeing the generosity of the school, of the chef. They're seeing the kids pack the food, because at Newark Academy, all the 6th graders pack up the food for us. Yeah, amazing young people they are. So they see these kids packing it up. They are then loading their car and they're bringing it down to a shelter in Newark where they're now seeing the people who are actually going to eat the food.
Oh, wow.
So they're that connection between the food and the people, and that's a huge deal.
Yes.
But Alpha Gamma Delta has not only done that, they've actually rallied around us, and they have participated in events. They do a peanut butter and jelly day where they make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and then they deliver them out. They have volunteered in other ways. They've really been quite a support to us. I like to think that we're, like an honorary Alpha Gamma Delta. I don't know if they feel the same, but I just think it's so cool.
Sure they do. I'm sure they do.
Yeah, I just think it's so cool. We've truly been adopted by that sorority, and I think that's really amazing.
Yes.
And I love that they're of that age. That young group. So hopefully this is something that they carry into their 20s, their 30s, their 40s.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's so important.
Are you still doing the Bag of Lunch program?
We are. It's called Bag of Lunch, Help a Bunch. We are. That's right. Gosh, you used to do that years ago, right? Oh my gosh, Betty, that was a long time ago.
It was.
Oh my gosh. So we have Bag of Lunch, Help a Bunch, and it is. We don't have an official day anymore. I know years ago we used to do it on one specific day.
Yes.
But what we do is we suggest to companies and schools to choose a day where their employees or their students will bring in money that they would have spent on lunch. And they donate that money instead of purchasing lunch that day. Now, certainly we don't want anyone to go hungry while they're doing this.
I'm starving.
I know, I'm sorry. But I don't want anyone to go hungry. But it's a great way of just understanding, because a $5 donation to us is 50 meals. Because everything that we're doing is 10 cents per meal. And that is not at a cost to the recipients or to the donors. We pick up for free, we deliver for free. And all of that is just the 10 cents per meal is actually the cost of putting gas in our trucks and paying our rent and, paying for the rent of the warehouse. So all of that money really gets used very well. We are frugal. We're mighty. We do everything we can to spend the money properly.
And so all the food that is donated is what's actually going into those lunches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
Oh my
yep.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Crazy,
That's
right?
crazy.
Yeah.
Those numbers are crazy.
Yes. Yeah. I remember years ago driving through a Taco Bell or something, and the sign said, whatever charity they were supporting, it was 3 meals for $1. And I said, no. We are much better than that. We're 10 meals for $1, but it's true. I mean, but this is how we're managed, and it is pretty brilliant. It just makes sense. Picking up and delivering for free, it's what we do.
Are there any stories in particular that stand out to you? I mean, I know over all the years that you've been doing this, there's tons of stories, but anything recently that really stands out?
Yeah, working with so many different groups that we work with, they all seem to, I don't know how to say, but I always joke that I'm the most blessed person in this state, for sure. But it's because of what I'm able to do. And then while I'm doing it, the reverends and the priests and everyone come out and bless you. But today I was so blessed maybe 10 times. Yeah, I joke about that all the time. But I think probably some of the best stories would be from our recipient agencies, watching the lines, watching the people standing in line. We always, we try to talk to as many recipients as we can, and we really want to understand what they're receiving is what they want to receive. We had a mother who was standing in line for forever waiting for food, and when she finally received it, it was exactly like something that she had had from her country, something that she hadn't had in a while, and she was so thankful, and you can see the tears forming. You can see, because I truly believe that food is memory, and food is love, and food is life. So besides keeping you healthy with this good food, it's also bringing back so many different memories, so many different thoughts of maybe sitting around a holiday table with Easter or with Christmas or whatever. Those holidays and those times, you think about those those events, and it always surrounds around food. I mean, I know I've been on the phone for the last week talking about what's coming up, like what are we making? Who's making what? And to be able to give someone that opportunity, to be able to give them that opportunity to sit around a dinner table for the first time, because they might not have enough food to put on their dinner table. So maybe they don't sit. And Sue down at Franciscans in Fairview was telling us how the young kids love to see the products from 365 at Whole Foods because to them that's like fancy food. Whole Foods, yeah. For us, it's fancy food too. But they felt that they were like one of the cool kids when they brought like a yogurt or something that said 365 on it. But she also raved about how we are bringing people back to the dinner table. And I just thought that is like the coolest possible idea that there is.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who would have thought? You don't.
Totally.
Sometimes, I mean, it makes so much sense, but you don't really think about things. Yeah. And then you hear that and you're like, that's right.
It is. There's a pizza place up in Mahwah. It's a Mahwah Pizza and Pasta. And every Friday at around 2 or 3 o'clock, he donates 5 full pizzas to us. He cooks them specifically for us. Our volunteers using the app go, they pick it up, and they bring it to one of the group homes. And when he first started doing that, I just absolutely fell in love with the idea because when my kids were little, Friday night was pizza night.
Yes.
That was it. Like it was the end. And I knew it was the end of the week for us. We were so excited. I didn't want to cook. I just wanted to order pizza and just relax with the kids. And that was so important to me. And now we're able to give that to someone else because of a donor like Mahwah Pizza.
Right. And how many people that are eating that pizza say, pizza night was always Friday night in our house.
Yes. So it's that memory trigger. And it's so cool. It's just, again, I can sleep well. I put my head down and I know we've done something really great.
Oh my gosh. So, Julie, how can other people help you do those really great things?
Yeah, absolutely.
How can they volunteer? What different types of things can they help you with? And how do they find out all about
absolutely.
about it?
So our website is great, www.tabletotable.org. Great website. It's updated continuously. You will see our recipients, you'll see our donors, you'll see our staff, you'll see our board members, you'll see all of the back of the house type of stuff that you need. But you'll also see events. We've got an incredible event coming up called Behind the Seams, SEAMS.
Okay.
Yes, it's at Bodegra down in Hawthorne. And tented, incredible fashion show. There's going to be performances.
Yes.
So cool.
I want to come to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to bring my mom.
It is, oh my gosh, she would love it. It is on Wednesday, May 14th.
Yep.
Incredible. It's so incredible. We're so excited about it. So we have that coming up. We have the golf outing in June. We have our gala, I think in October this year. So there's always events coming up. There's other little events that smaller restaurants will hold for us. So keep an eye on our events page because there's always something. Of course, financial donations. I would be, in trouble if I didn't mention that. We are a not-for-profit.
Of course.
We do not go after federal funding. And so funding is so important to us. And any type of funding is so important to us. And then finally, download the app. It's so simple. You can find it on the App Store. It's Table to Table iRescue. And you'll see our purple and green logo on it with like the purple background. Yes, like I know, like the purple background. And the app just is cool. It will list all of the local rescues. You can claim it. You can claim one. You can claim a whole bunch of them. You can claim them if, a month from now, you can look and see what's available. It's so simple to use. It takes an hour of your time, and
So it's like
cool.
self-service. You just go on the app.
Totally.
You don't have to call anybody
Nope.
and get on a schedule.
Nope.
You just go on the app and you just click.
Claim it. Yeah, you just claim the rescue. It will tell you the date. It will tell you the window of time. So like if you're available on Saturday between 10 and 12, look at the app and see if are there any rescues on Saturday between 10 and 12? If there is, you claim it. It will tell you also where you're going to be delivering it to, so you can figure out the miles. It will tell you, a little map pops up and it will show you where you're going, so you know exactly. So there's no questions, there's no surprises, and we do have a dispatcher on available by phone, and the phone, you click a little information button and the dispatcher's phone number is there.
In case you need any help.
In case you need
reason.
any help.
Right.
Yeah, you can text, you can call. It's super, super easy. And in many cases, it's less than an hour.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome,
Thank you.
Julie. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you so much. It was great to see you.
Always.
Yes.
Always a pleasure.
Yes.